Okay, I just had to go live. This is the best I can do driving, but I I don't know, I just have a lot to talk about with this, and I feel like it's something that solo agents don't address because we think, "Oh, I'm just gonna." Okay, I don't know what's happening. It says it's pausing because of bad connection or something. I don't know what that means. And I was making stories and I was like, you know what? I just have to go live because there's just too much to talk about here with this. Okay, I'm going to tell the story again in case you haven't seen my stories this morning. So I woke up at like the crack of dawn this morning, per usual, because that's what I do, even when I go to bed at midnight, which I did. Don't ask. Long story. But anyway, so I woke up so early and I did my meditation and I did my journaling and all that stuff. And then at about 7 a.m., my son comes down and he's doing his thing and he's got to go to football. And I start cleaning out the refrigerator. And my husband walks in and he goes, "Hey, do you want to go work out with me this morning? I have a personal training session and I pay the same amount, whether it's me or two people or three people or whatever." And so I was like, "Oh, no, no, I do not want to do that because number one, I am completely intimidated by the gym. I would rather die than go to a gym and like sit. It just freaks me out. Like, I don't want to walk into a gym. Okay, I pulled over because I'm so fired up. I don't want to walk into a gym ever. Like, ever. Period, ever. End of story. Not to mention the fact, maybe you can hear me better now. Not to mention the fact that I haven't bought new workout clothes in probably 2 or 3 years. So this is all super old. That's embarrassing. And yeah, these are all my excuses. And I am 52. And so I'm not in the best shape, even though I've been doing Beachbody for like since January and I'm very proud of myself. But that's a video in like the back of my house where nobody can see me. So it's a little different than going to a gym with real people who probably come all the time and are, I assume they're all going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger when I walk in there, which is such bullshit. But I still think, I'm very intimidated by it. Very. Not my husband. My husband is like, whatever, I'll go in there, he makes all these grunts and anyway, he is not intimidated by anything. Like, he will go do whatever, whenever, at the drop of a hat. So, just kind of building up the suspense to this. So I look at him as I'm cleaning out the refrigerator to take it out to the trash because today's trash day, And he goes, "Do you want to go work out with me?" And I said, no, I have so many things to do. I mean, the nephews are coming in town. I need to like make their rooms cute. I've got a contract that just went out of the option period. I got to make sure that's all going well. I've got 2 listings that are, going to come live soon. I got to go, I got to go do all these important things that do not need to be done in the next 30 minutes. But I make it like, oh, I have so many things to do. Why would I do something that actually makes me feel good? I need to do all these things that are not fun because it makes me busy and it makes me productive and it makes me earn my keep. Anybody else earn their keep? Okay. Again, lies from the devil, like Amanda Francis says, lies from the devil, but these are my stories that are going in my head. So anyway, I know I'm overanalyzing this, but I just want to know if anyone else feels this way. So I say to him, no, I cannot. No, I cannot do that. No. And he's like, why not? He goes, I'm going to go at 8:10. We're going to work out for 30 minutes and then it'll be over and you can go do the rest of your day. So you have a 30-minute window of workout. I'm like, well, so then I'm like, well, I can't do that. I don't know how to work out. I do Beachbody. Like, that's not the same. And I don't know what to wear. And what if I see somebody up there that I know and they're like, ooh, she sucks. It's all spinning out like crazy in my head. So anyway, I look at him because this is the year of yes. And I was like, yes, Yes, I will go. I think I blew his mind because I am always like, no, you go. I've got all these things I have to do. So guess what? I did it. I went, I put on some clothes. I have no makeup on, whatever. My hair hasn't been washed in a week. That's fine. It's in ponytail. I went and it wasn't hard. It wasn't that bad. I walked in, I thought I was going to vomit. And then I met the trainer. He's adorable. Like, he's the cutest thing you've ever seen. He's like practically part of our family, but I've never gone because why would I, do anything nice and special for myself? I always just let everybody else do that. And I go do it in the closet. So I don't take up too much space or do something fun for yourself. Just always be stressed out. So anyway, we went. First of all, number one, it was so much fun to do that with my husband. We have never done anything like that in 28 years together. Like, that was so fun. Oh my God, I think we're on 29. No, we're on 28. We met 28 years ago, like this week. How crazy is that? Anyway, so I went. It wasn't that bad. I was actually stronger than I thought. I had fun with my husband. He was like kind of flirty and cute and encouraging and sweet and wonderful. And it was like a whole side of him that I never see because I never work out with him. And then it was over in like 30 minutes. It was so quick. And I was just thinking about like, why as women and as mothers and as entrepreneurs and as solo real estate agents, since you make your own hours and, that's almost the scariest because you think you have all day. So I will do that. I will wake up way too early. I will putz around. I will throw a load of laundry in here and then go do an email. And then I will go, switch the laundry over and then I will go make some calls. And, I've got a listing coming up. So I will, work on that for 10 minutes. But I never get those good blocks of time that my husband does. He is so brilliant at picking something, going to do it hard, do it right, and then be done. Does anyone feel me on this? Why as women, maybe because we're used to multitasking and we're used to doing, 14 different things at one time, at all times with kids, and it's also messy. That's how I incorporate it into my life and my business, which is stupid. That is a waste of time. I never really feel good or productive because I'm always spinning out and stressed. And I was just having this epiphany afterwards. Not only did that make me physically feel better and proud of myself, but also it was a good bonding moment for my husband and I. That was kind of like having a little 30-minute date. It was fun. It was adorable. I feel better. And now I can go do my day and I don't have to think about working out for the day. Well, I will go take the dogs for a walk because they'll look at me like, really, girl? But I'm just thinking to myself, why do we fight what we know will make us feel better? Does anybody do this? Is it just me? I don't think it's just me. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to feel good. And I know that the minute I start feeling good, the minute I start taking care of myself, the minute I start doing good things, every single call that I've had from a client or opportunity that I've gotten has not been when I'm sitting at my desk spinning out. It has always been when I'm driving to lunch with my daughter, or when I'm a couple of weeks ago, I was sitting in Mexico and I got 2 calls from potential clients in Mexico when I was relaxed. It's never, because that's when your energy is open. That is when you are on the right frequency. And if you don't know anything about energy, buckle up, buttercup, because here we go. I think, and I know because everyone in the world who is successful in business believes this. I mean, that's a generalization, honestly, obviously, but I really do believe this, that energy is everything. I mean, yes, it's the law of attraction, the law of vibration, all those laws I 100% believe in, but also I mean, it's true. Like, if you're not on the frequency of what you want, if you're not at that level, if you're down here like stressing out and freaking out and trying to figure it out all the time, then you're not going to attract in the clients, the man, the house, the car, the whatever, the feeling good. Because when you feel good, that's when all those things are attracted to you, because you're on that frequency, you're on that level, you're on that vibration. And I have been preaching about this for years. I started a whole podcast about this called Ace Your Life, because I wanted to let women know that when your kids start graduating from high school and they move on, that life is not over. I mean, if anything, that's when you really have more time to dedicate to yourself, to think about, what do I really want? Because I honestly did not know what I wanted when my daughter went away to college. I didn't know what kind of ice cream I liked. I didn't know what I liked to eat. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my time. I really didn't. I was lost. And yes, I still had 2 kids at home, but it just felt like, oh God, I'm going to blink and they're all going to be gone. And I have not done shit with my life. I have, which is terrible to say, but it's how I felt. I cried a lot. I was sad a lot. I just felt uninspired, uncreative. I felt fluffy. I felt like I wasn't in great shape because I wasn't taking care of my body. I wasn't eating right. I was over caffeinated like crazy. And I just felt bad. And when she went away, that was 5 years ago, is when I started this whole journey into like personal development and taking care of myself and like looking for mentors on the internet, because really in real life, I just didn't see people who were doing life the way I wanted to do it. And so I looked to the internet, which is brilliant because you have 8 billion people to look to on the internet instead of, the 8 people in your sphere that you hang out with or do things with. And I just realized how important it was to feel good. Feeling good is the most important thing you can do all day long. And I was talking with my husband about this last night. Last year, I had a major overhaul of my business. Major overhaul. Because in January of 23, I was in a bad way. I had had some success, and then in 22 I had not had some success. I had just kind of like not done anything, and I felt like kind of losery. And after 17 years in the business, I was like, should I just hang this up? Like, I know the interest rates are going up. I know it's getting more difficult. I know it's harder to sell a house, to find clients who want to buy a house because the interest rates are getting higher and higher. So I just decided, like, I either need to shit or get off the pot. I either need to get my act together, try something new that I haven't tried before. Because in the past, the way I would get clients is at open houses. Because yes, I am a dinosaur and I have been doing this since we hand wrote contracts. Hello, anybody? I want to see all my girls and boys who were handwriting contracts when they started. And I have a really neat handwriting, so it was perfect. I felt like one of my gifts was being used. Because I kind of wanted to be an architect when I was growing up, and I loved the way they had this font, like, the way they wrote. What do you call that? Anyway, I can't even think of the word. But the point is that I handwrote contracts when I started. I learned everything baptism by fire because my broker was in a different city that was 5 hours away. And I basically just taught myself. I mean, I took the courses. I learned everything there was to learn. I passed the test, with 2 babies under the age of 2. And then it was time to do the work. Well, I really didn't do that much work because I probably sold 2 houses a year, and most of them were my husband's flips. So I wasn't really working that much in the beginning, and that was great. It worked out great. I got to be a stay-at-home mom. I got to dedicate my life fully to those children, and that was amazing. And that is another beautiful thing about being a solo entrepreneur agent. is that you can make 6 figures working 20 hours a week. Hell, you could do it 10 hours a week. And if you get your shit together and you actually do pockets of time, which I am not good at, trust me. But if I were, God, I can't even imagine how much I would make. That's my goal this year, is to get that done, get that figured out. But where was I going with all this? So when I became an agent, it was baptism by fire. It was hard. And I hand wrote everything and I messed everything up, and that's how I learned, and it was great. And then 5 years ago, when Emma went off to school, I was like, I don't know what to do. Should I keep doing this? Should I, the only way I knew how to get clients was by open houses. And I will say this, I'm going to do a whole webinar on open houses because I think they're fucking brilliant. I love open houses because open houses get you in front of people face to face. They get to feel your energy. They get to see that you're a living, breathing human being. They get to see that you know what you're talking about. And also, people who come to open houses are there to play. Like, they're not going to an open house just for the snacks. Although there is this one couple who comes to all my open houses and they are not there to play. They're just there to, screw around on a Sunday and get my snacks. And they always tell me, oh, we're gluten-free. We can't have any of your delicious cupcakes. And I'm like, yeah, I know that because the last 5 open houses that you've been to, you've told me that. But thanks for coming. Maybe they will buy a house one day. I don't know. But we had this whole discussion the other day in my powerhouse meeting about open houses. And it was like, how many people get actual clients to buy their houses at an open house? And I have had probably a dozen. And everybody, all the younger agents at the powerhouse meeting were like, oh, I think it's a waste of time. I don't even do open houses because it's just to to farm more clients for the agent who's throwing the open house, to get more buyers. And I disagree. I 100% disagree. Now, yes, I love open houses for that because people come in and sometimes they're not represented and they're like, hey, I'm looking for a house. And I say, hey, I can help you. And it works out great. I have gotten lots of clients that way. But for the most part, it's such a great way to hone your skills with talking to people. It's also a great way to sell the house because nobody sells it better than me. Nobody knows more about it than me. And the way that things are set up in Texas is you don't need to meet clients over at the showings if you're the listing agent. So basically, you're just kind of blind putting something out there and hoping that the buyer's agent will be good and take the time to read the description and find out what's really going on with the house. So I always think open houses are brilliant. I love coming up with creative ideas about them. I've done, in the summertime, I'll do a Kona ice cream truck, or not, Kona ice truck for the kids. I've done, I just had a house that was on a street called Mimosa, so I had mimosas. Sometimes I'll do, fun snacks. One fall I had, we have a big state fair here in Dallas, so I would do state fair food. Listen. This is how old school I am. I used to, no lie, the way I would do it in the past when we were broke as a joke, and I was like, okay, I need to have snacks there and I want the place to smell good. I would take my cookie sheet and my Nestle cookie tub of cookies, and then I got fancy and got the ones that were actually cut, those are expensive. But before that, I would go to Sam's and buy the tub of cookie dough and make cookies in the kitchen. I would go 30 minutes early, make cookies in the kitchen, and then display them. And people loved that shit. They would eat that up. They would come in and be like, oh my God, this is so good. And I was like, yes. And the kitchen smells delicious and it's inviting and people love it. And then COVID hit. And then we couldn't do that anymore because, we still had open houses, but you had a mask on. And so then I found a precious girl in Lakewood who would make homemade cookies, and then she would individually wrap them so they were COVID friendly. So everybody would come in, I'd be like, well, I have my COVID friendly snacks here, except for the couple that, just go to open houses and never eat anything. And that was fun. And then one time I had I had a house that had been on the market for like 90 days, and it was fabulous, but it was an older home and it had been remodeled beautifully, but it was a little high. The price was a little high. So it had just been sitting, and I was like, how am I going to sell this thing? So this girl on my team told me this brilliant idea, and she's like, do a home tour for the street that it's on, but don't have any other houses. Now, I know sometimes realtors do this with other open houses in the area, but I couldn't find anybody that was going to be open that weekend. So I made these corrugated signs that said fall home tour on Westlake from 2 to 4 on Sunday. And I was the only house on the tour. And I did this for like 3 weekends, and people kept falling for it. It was great. And I would, I would advertise it, and then, or I would send out, flyers or whatever, because I wasn't doing social media at that time. And then people came to my fall home tour, and I had my State Fair snacks, and they were great. And then I actually got a buyer that way. This couple came in and with their family, and they had the snacks, and they saw the pool, and they saw the basketball court, and they were like, so they bought it. So I'm telling you, open houses work. Now, segue to 2024. Do I love open houses? Of course I do. That's my bread and butter still. Well, I wouldn't say it's my bread and butter. Not anymore. Not in the last year. What I love about social media is that social media is like 24/7 open houses. It's like I get to show you who I am all day long from this thing that I carry around with me all day long for free. I don't even have to buy the cookie dough or bring the cookie sheet or make it in the oven or schedule it or tell everybody. I just go live, or I go put a story out there, or I go put a reel together, and you get to see me in real life, what I look like, what I sound like. If it's annoying to you, you don't like my voice or my crooked nose or the way I talk about things or my temporary cussing every once in a while, then you can scroll away and it's all good. Like, you get to see who I really am in my real life. And so it just lowers the barrier for entry. You know what I'm saying? Like, people now know who I am. They know what I'm like. They know what I sound like. They know what I look like. And they know, like, and trust me because they know who I am. I can't fake this. Like, this is it. This is what you get. And they know that I like to work with just a select few people. They know that I like to do a luxury listing. They know that my husband's a remodeler. They know that he'll come in and fix their whole house up. They know that they can, I've had people redo their whole kitchen before they list the house. And then they're like, oh, why am I moving? I'm like, because you're going to make a killing. So this is why I love social media. This is why a year and a half ago, when I rebranded everything and I decided to just go all in, and I took that $1,000 class that taught me everything I know and taught me the science of everything and taught me how it can be easy. Look, in the beginning, it's going to be difficult. Anything new that you start is not easy when you first started. You make mistakes. You feel silly. The first deal I did as a realtor 18, 19 years ago, do you think that was easy? Hell no. I made every mistake in the book. It was a joke. But I learned. And I am one of those people who wants to burn everything down if I'm not perfect at it. And I've gotten so much better through the years at realizing that just because something's a little difficult doesn't mean you have to quit. And I understand that about myself. But I'm telling you, this social media thing, think about it. What do people do all day long? They scroll social media, and mostly Instagram. So my tips are, number one, pick one. Don't try to spread yourself so thin that you're doing Facebook and TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and emails and mailers and all that. You pick one thing, because you can really only focus on one thing at a time. That's why they call it a priority, not a priorities. There's no such word. It's a priority. So 1.5 years ago, when I took my first social media strategy course and learned all the things, I went all in on social media. It was hard in the beginning. I felt stupid. I was uncomfortable talking to a camera like I am right now. Now it's like second nature. It's like I'm just talking to a friend, because that is what you're doing, by the way. You're talking to friends. And I talk to this like I'm talking to my ideal client, because I know what she looks like. I know where she shops. I know what kind of budget she has. I know where she works out. I know where she gets her coffee. I know everything about her, because she is my alpha client. And I love her. And she loves me. And so we are attracted to each other. She is magnetized to me, and I am magnetized to her. I'm not chasing. I am attracting. And that is what's so beautiful about social media. I love it. I love it so much. And not only that, 1 year ago, I had one client who was kind of looking, but not really. And it was a buyer. I didn't have any listings. I didn't have any closings. And when I went all in on this, things just started happening, because what happens is people who are in your sphere already, people who their kids go to school with your kids, or they've seen you walking your dog in the neighborhood, or they, have seen you in the grocery store. And then they start to see you on social media and they're like, oh, that's that girl I saw in the grocery store the other day. She actually lives here. She actually sells houses here. And then the minute that they want to sell their house, which that's how quickly they make their decisions. Nobody sits around and says, maybe I'll sell my house in like 2 years. And then 6 months later, maybe I'll sell my house in 1.5 years. No. You know what happens? Your husband gets a job in another city, or you decide you just cannot take another minute in this apartment and you need to get your first house. Or you decide to downsize because all your kids just went off to college and you're like sad and you cannot just walk into their empty rooms anymore and cry. Not that I would know what that is. Yes, I would, because I have 2 of those rooms in my house right now. And it's hard. But these are why people move. They don't move because of the interest rate. They don't move because they're trying to make a smart financial decision and make money. They move because it's their life. They move because they have a baby. They move because they get a divorce. They move because their kids go to college and they don't want to walk around a giant house anymore, and they don't need the space, and they want to live in a badass high rise in downtown and not have all the worry and the stress of home ownership. This is why people move. Mark my words, I've been doing this a long time. And if you're not top of mind, and you're not on social media, and you're not telling them every single day of their life that you do this for a living, they're going to find the next person that is. They're going to keep scrolling until they find someone in Dallas, Texas, who can make their dreams come true, who they like. And just because you were their, agent, all these agents, look, I've been doing this a long time. And just because you sold someone a house does not mean that they will buy that house from you, and their next house from you. If you are not top of mind and you are not proving to them every single day your value and giving them value, then they will move on to someone else. It has happened to me 1,000,000 times. And I used to get so pissed. I'd be like, how dare that agent take my people that I've sold 3 houses to? That is so rude. No, that's on me. That's not on her or him. That's on me. That is my job to show you my value every fucking day. Pardon the French. Not that that word is even French. But I'm just telling you, if I'm not telling you every day how I can help you, how I can make your life easier, how when you sign with me, then all you have to do is hand me the key to your house and I will make all your dreams come true. I will come in, I will fix everything with my ferry cruise. I will repaint your whole room if you need me to. I will fix the ceiling that had a leak. I will have your HVAC serviced for you. I will do everything you need done. I will bring my landscaper over and he will make your yard look beautiful. I will get your carpets cleaned. I will stage your whole house for you. I will do all these things and you don't have to think about a thing. You just go about your day and make sure that when those 30 people who are going to come look at your house in the first week, and that's a true story, that just happened to me in my last listing. I had 30 showings, 30 in the first 10 days. Want to know why? Because I know what I'm doing. And if I don't tell you that, how would you know that? So many people have come up to me in the last year and a half and been like, I didn't even know you were an agent. I'm like, well, that's on me. How sad. How sad that I've been doing this for a long time and I have so many things that I can help with and that I'm not even letting the humans know. So this is why I love social media. And now, not only do I love social media, but I love teaching other people about it because I feel like I cannot say it enough how important it is to get out there and get on social media. That's all I cannot tell you enough. I had $0 coming in last year. I had 0 closings. And as of last week, I'm at $12 million in closings. 12 million closed. That's not even what I have on the books before the end of the year, before the year is up. I got listings coming up. I got probably another 6 million that's coming up. Who is she? You know who she is? She's a girl who got on social media consistently every day, provided free value to anyone who would listen, and just started talking to people about how she could help them. She meaning me. And you don't have to have your hair and makeup done. You don't have to have on any makeup at all. You can be in your very old ratty workout clothes. But y'all, you gotta do it. Just take the step. This is your sign. If you're still with me, that is amazing. First of all, you are my people. And if you are so intimidated by social media, you're like, I want to do it, but I'm just going to go to more open houses. The return on investment for making a reel, my reels are seen. Last week, I had 100,000 impressions. That means 100,000 people saw my stuff. That means 100,000 people from all over the world, not just the country. And if someone is in Chicago and they're thinking about moving to Dallas and they need a realtor, now they know who I am. Right? And I know y'all are coming, so call me Chicagoans. What would you say? Chicagoans? I don't know. Californians, I love y'all. Come on. The weather's almost the same. I love Dallas weather. I know people think it's hot. It ain't that hot. I was just in Mexico. It was about the same weather. So it's a little bit hotter. It's a little bit more humid. But I like that. Just wear a ponytail. It makes makes your skin glow, right? So anyway, if you want to join my group coaching, comment the word or DM the word summer, because in a week from today, I will be starting with my group coaching. We will do a Zoom call every week for 4 weeks. I will do a free audit of your Instagram, your whole Instagram. And I'll tell you what's working, my suggestions, and then we will hit the ground running. You'll be in a free Facebook group, so you get to know all the other agents in the group. Can we say referrals? Hello. Do you know that I have been in this business for almost 19 years and I had never had a referral until this year since joining EXP? And since I joined EXP, I have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 referrals. I've never had a referral. This is why I love EXP, but that's for a whole nother live. I could spend hours talking about that, but basically I won't do that. But I will tell you, if you want to join me next week, a week from today, just type in the word summer. I will send you all the information. And if you get one closing out of this, I mean, the return on investment is stupid. Like I've got it priced so low, but I did that on purpose because I want it to be a no-brainer for you. I want you to be like, oh my gosh, first of all, it's a business expense. Hello. Second of all, it's fun. Third of all, you could be getting referrals out of this like nobody's business. So why would you not do it? Why would you not try? And if it works, which everyone in my program has said, they have seen clients coming out of nowhere. They have seen such an uptick in their, well, first of all, 100%, all of them, like hundreds of percentages of audience seen, all of them, even after week 1. Because I'm teaching you how to do it in such an easy way that you can do it for like 15 minutes a day. Now, obviously today I'm on a live. I can do whatever I want, but I'm in my workout clothes. I am sitting in a parking lot. Like, you can do this from anywhere, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can do it from anywhere. You are getting your message out. I mean, it is such a no-brainer. Like, I don't know why everyone in the world is not doing this. And no, I do know why. Because it's intimidating. Because you think, oh, that's for like the youngins. No, it's not. People want to see people our age doing this. And even not your age. If you're 30 and you're going for that first time home buyer, or you're going for that mom with kids who wants to upgrade to her next house, she needs to see someone like you who has a baby on your hip, who's doing it and making it happen. They need to see who you are in real life, in real time, not a curated, branded version of yourself. I was so afraid. I didn't even have a headshot until like, I think it was 4 years ago. I never had a headshot because I was so freaked out about people seeing me. Maybe this is why I never work out in a gym. I don't know what that's about. That's stupid. That is dumb. I'm a human being. Who cares? Like, we all have things that we don't like about ourselves, which is also a whole nother thing. I could go on for hours about that too, but I'm not going to. But I will say, what you think about, what you put out, is what you get back. And if you're constantly thinking, oh, I'm too old, no one would want to see me on social media, I wouldn't know what to say, I wouldn't know what to do. If you've been doing this as long as we have, you have a lot to say. I mean, yesterday I put a poll and I said, does anybody want to hear my open house strategy? Which, do I even have one? Not really, but I've been doing them for 18 years. And do you know how many people wanted to hear about that? I couldn't even believe it. I was like, doesn't everybody know about open houses? Well, clearly not, but we don't know until we try. We don't know until we reach out. So, if you want to join me, just DM or comment the word summer, and I will send you the information. You can get signed up today. I have a digital guide that's attached to the course that you can actually start today. So you don't have to wait a week to be in the live call. Oh, by the way, if you have a life and you can't attend the calls, first of all, I think live stuff it's everything. Like, the energy and what you're going to get from me will hit you differently than if it's recorded. But I do give you a free recording that you can have forever and ever and ever. Amen. So if you're on vacation for a month in the south of France, you go, girl. And you can still do the group coaching, and I will send you all the replays. I will send you the digital guide. I will still do the audit of your wonderful Instagram and change your life, because it has changed my life. I made more this year than I ever have. In a down market with a high interest rate, with 0 people working with me a year ago. 1 person. I'm sorry. That's not right. 1 person. To be honest. 1 person was. And it was a buyer. And they weren't really ready. So I'm telling you right